Welcome everybody to an extra special bonus super edition of What's NXT. I'm of course your host, the Rated R reviewer Stephen Osborne, joined as always by the General Jerry Slaughter.
Good evening, wrestling fans.
And tonight we have one match to cover.
Just one.
We have HalfTime Heat, the return of HalfTime Heat in like 20 years almost.
Mm-hmm.
And we get a 6-man tag match. We've got Aleister Black. We've got fucking who? Velveteen Dream, Ricochet. We've got DIY, that's Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, and they're tag teaming with
Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole, baby. So this is going to be like a 15-minute match. It's like 24 minutes overall, just enough to take up the halftime of the...
Pretty much like most of the first, about tail end and the other end of the match. Most of it was the intro, I believe.
Now what's this the halftime for? Some sports bowl?
Some foosball game.
Sports ball super event? Something
but I heard that other halftime show was just...
Yeah, I don't really follow
awful.
football, and I don't really watch the Super Bowl. I think the best part of the Super Bowl is usually the commercials, and I think the best commercials always end up on your meme stream anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Or just in some sort of, like, Vine on YouTube or some shit.
Yeah, so we're going to go into this match. I've actually got like a page worth of notes from this match. This was a really good match.
Well, I was about to say, we watched it the first time, and then the second time we took notes.
Yeah, we watched it once, enjoyed it, and didn't bother taking notes and pausing all the time and everything else. Now, we did back it up a few times.
Yeah,
so did they. They had in-match replays, which is not a typical thing for NXT. It is for NXT UK, which I like. I like that they break that up, but this match had plenty of spots to replay.
Oh, yes.
I had plenty of spots to write down. Before I break down this match, because it's only going to... way I'm going to make this show long enough to be worth doing.
Yeah.
Because despite how good and long this match was, it was just one match. So before I break this down and go move by move, because some of these moves were just fucking awesome. What did you think about this match, Jerry?
I loved it. I pretty much expected... It was pretty much what I expected out of the match. You have like 6 pretty much of the premier people of NXT. It's a big showcase match for all 6 of them. Trying to get more people into the NXT brand, I can only assume, by just having it streamed on just not only WWE Network, but Twitter, YouTube. Pretty sure they had it on Facebook, too.
Yeah, it was streaming everywhere. Probably on Twitch, too, and shit like that.
But yeah, like, it did what it set out to do, which was, like, make every superstar in that match look phenomenal.
Yeah, that they did. So, we're going to start off this match with Gargano and Ricochet with lots of spinny, flippy shit. And if this is the slow part of the match, this is the slow build, then you know this match is going somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it really did. I mean, everybody, like you said, looked good. The first note I have worth mentioning is Velveteen Dream gets into the match, and we've got Tommaso Ciampa comes in, and fucking Velveteen Dream's playing that coy wrestler, like a little bit away, but just enough to be able to sort of pose. Like he's down on all fours, just staring at him like predator to prey kind of thing, and Tommaso Ciampa just kicks him right in the fucking face.
Yes.
Like, they called it a knee, but man, he kicked him right in the fucking face.
Laces out, field goal.
And then, you know, stuff happens. Like, I didn't get everything in this match, because there was a lot of stuff that happened in the match, but then the next spot that I remember very well is this triple reversing off of the ropes, and everybody poses. So Aleister Black does this springboard where I guess he was going for a move, but you know the move wasn't available anymore, so he comes back and he poses. Then we had Ricochet do the same thing, and he poses in his superhero pose. And then Velveteen Dream does this really fucking, I don't know what to call it, fluid, like a wet noodle just coming through the ropes and then coming back like a slinky. And then doing his look at me Velveteen Dream pose. And so we had all 3 of the faces in the ring posing at the same time. And like Jerry said, it's like in an old THQ game where you get so many poses and taunts and it fills up your attitude meter.
Just boom!
That totally filled their attitude meter. But this was still towards the beginning of the match, because there's a lot of shit. Okay, so we had, there was this great spot. One move knocks out too. So Ricochet throws Gargano into Ciampa, who happens to catch him in a DDT setup. And then Ricochet follows through with a running neck breaker onto Ciampa, which levels Gargano with a DDT. Fucking brilliant.
Yep.
I'm sure I've seen that before, but it still looked great.
It was very like kung fu action movie kind of move, and it was just brilliantly executed on part of Ricochet. But we didn't expect really anything less.
Then I had a spot where Black comes in and does a springboard moonsault onto both Gargano and Ciampa, and then it's just Black for a while. Like he does a second rope moonsault onto the outside onto Cole. Then we had Ciampa come out with a suicide dive onto him, and then they're laid out, and then so Gargano does a suicide to Black.
Yep.
And then Dream comes off the top rope out of nowhere, like they said, to everyone but Ricochet. Ricochet's left in the ring. And then he does a tope over the top to Gargano, Ciampa, and Cole, while Gargano goes to dive into the ring to do a sort of a spring-in spear.
Slingshot spear.
Slingshot spear that he did actually achieve earlier in the match. Just, everything's happening everywhere in this match. Like, crazy. And then,
See, that's why we end up having to take notes for these things, because there's so much going on, so much we have to rewind, so much, especially with a competitor like Gargano, because you always have to watch out for where Gargano's at in the match.
So Black comes off the top with double knees to Gargano. Gargano gets right back up, gets kicked in the head for the effort, and then turns around into a German suplex with a bridge for a near fall from
Beautifully
Black.
executed, awesome bridge.
Just he is so fluid from move to move. It's incredible. Aleister Black needs to come to the main roster soon before the Undertaker retires, so that the Undertaker can pass the torch from one great entrance to another.
You think he earned it?
No, his entrance totally earns it, though.
Get it earned?
Okay.
Because Undertaker's got...
I don't get it, but you can explain later.
I don't need to fucking impress
Or
you.
he'll explain in the comments.
Yeah.
So part of what I loved about this match is the little bitty story they told here between Gargano and Ciampa, because Ciampa actually saves Gargano from getting a double vertical suplex done.
Yeah.
And then we had Cole super kicking Black on the apron. Oh, this was an incredible link of finishers.
Yes.
Cole super kicks Black on the apron, who Ciampa pulls through into a draping DDT. But then Ricochet comes off the top with, I believe, a moonsault onto Ciampa. And then as he's standing up, Gargano slingshots into the ring for his DDT. And then near fall.
Velveteen Dream.
Oh, yeah. Velveteen Dream comes and snatches him up with what I call the Abigail DDT. It's like a Sister Abigail into a DDT.
I call it Dream Street.
And then that was the near fall. And then, goddamn. Okay, so then Ricochet had a standing shooting star press, more like a running, onto Gargano. And then he goes for a second turnbuckle moonsault. And as he's coming off, Cole hits him with that move that we love to see out of him, where he super kicks him mid moonsault.
Mm-hmm.
Just great. I think that was a near fall too. Now it's time for the breakdown. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. So this is where we see all 6 men in the ring, and as they said, this is how this whole thing started at the end of NXT TakeOver. All 6 men brawling, and so that's what we get. We get all 6 men brawling. I love the breakdown, because it's kind of like, okay, this is probably the middle of the match. If the breakdown was long enough, this would be your piss break.
Mm-hmm.
So, Velveteen Dream, suplexes Tommaso Ciampa over the top rope onto the outside.
Yes. And like he completely follows through with it and goes right over the top rope with him, which could have been a botch, but at the same time, I think it was meant to be that way.
Oh yeah, I think that's the safety of it.
Yeah.
If you let go and just drop somebody over, probably less safe than if you come over with them and you both are kind of working your way down like a slinky.
Mm-hmm. So second slinky reference in one podcast.
Amazing how versatile a slinky is. So that move just kind of takes them out for a while, but that's one of those where you see it teased a lot, but you don't see it occur because it really seems dangerous.
Yeah.
But they seem to have figured out a way to do it, coming down both of them, and it looks brutal, but at the same time, they got back up. So back in the ring, we've got Cole coming off the middle rope with a Panama Sunrise. Haven't seen this yet out of him.
If you've never seen this move before, it's P.D. Williams' Canadian Destroyer, but off the second turnbuckle. It is beautiful. It is dangerous looking, but
it's not how it sounds. Like, he jumps off the second turnbuckle and catches the dude between his thighs and comes down, and then jumps into this. Yeah, the sunset flip driver. Whew, that's a lot to say.
He's been doing that since Combat Zone Wrestling. Is just beautiful.
Near fall. And as Ricochet starts to get up, I think either right after this or shortly after this, we get all three of the heels in the ring at the same time. So we're going to add an Adam Cole super kick to the meet in the middle. And this was just beautiful. And this would have been a pinfall if Aleister Black hadn't dove in out of nowhere and
they all posed, and it was
on. They all did their poses, and yeah, that was just sweet. I would have been happy if that was the finish, but no, I don't think for halftime heat that's how you go out. And we'll get there. We're almost there, so why spoil it now? So we get a spot after this where Dream gets up, and he's against all three of the heels and starts successfully fending off all three of them, like just by punching them, knocking them dazed while he goes one at a time through each of them. Credit to them, they did all attack him at once instead of, like one of them attack him and get laid out, and then the other two are just waiting, and then the next one attacks him while the other one waits.
Well, both Adam Cole and Gargano nailed him with a super kick coming off the rope.
Yeah, he had his moment, but then he gets a double super kick from Cole and from Gargano. And they throw him into Ciampa, so Ciampa's going to go for the fairy tale ending. But Black breaks that up, turns it into... he turns it around and he does something.
He does a Black Mass to Gargano.
Yeah, like the whole thing boils down to Cole is left in the ring.
Yes.
Gargano and Ciampa have been disposed of, and it's just Cole versus all the good guys. And he catches a Black Mask, and then Velveteen Dream catches him in a Velveteen Driver.
Yep.
Which is a DVD, a Death Valley Driver.
Yeah.
And then off of the top rope near the corner, but not from the corner, is Ricochet with a 450. And then off the 450, Velveteen's already hopped on another corner and comes off with the Purple Rainmaker, his elbow drop. Hits it square. 1, 2, 3. The faces win. This is halftime heat. You're trying to pull in an audience out of football that doesn't want to watch a top 40s pop star do the halftime show for a football game. Mm-hmm. So you have the good guys go over. I understand this. I don't care. Everybody looked good.
Oh, yeah.
I would have been happy with the victory for the heels after that triple meet in the middle, but this was fine too. A lot of near falls, a lot of good spots, a lot of high spots, especially out of Ricochet. Fucking amazing, as always. Mm-hmm. Just keep him away from a microphone.
Yes.
So what are your final thoughts on this match before we rate this?
Well, I was about to say, I probably would just throw my final thoughts into my rating.
So do it.
All right.
Let's rate this bitch.
Yeah, we always rate the main event.
And since this was the only match?
Yep. It's on a 5-star rating. So I'm going to go ahead and
give... The General's 5-star rating.
The General's 5-star rating. But I'm going to go ahead and give it 4.5. Because, A, it was already... Wow. It was a great 6-man tag match, naturally. But then, the only thing that I think kept it away from possibly being a 5-star match was the commentary. the crowd reactions to the match was awesome too. Everything that went on in the match was great. Vic Joseph, I couldn't get into him. I think if Morrow was actually calling this match, it would have been that much more astounding.
Where was that spot where Aleister Black was laying in some seriously awesome looking strikes? And Vic Joseph said that Cole was doing it. No, Cole was the one getting his face kicked and kneed and struck with shoulder. Fuck.
You could tell Shawn Michaels.
No, I'm getting like Vic Joseph.
Well, I mean, Shawn Michaels was acting like he knew who these superstars were, but you kind of got that vibe that he was watching them for the first time too on occasion.
I don't know. I think he trains them, so I just don't think Shawn Michaels is any good at commentary right now.
But
They should have had Mauro Ranallo, but I think even Mauro might have overshadowed Shawn Michaels. Maybe that's not what they wanted.
I think they were trying to make it special in that way. In fact, Shawn Michaels was
put him next to Vic, and so next to Vic Joseph, Shawn Michaels doesn't seem so bad.
But yeah, that took me out of the match a little bit. But otherwise, the match was just spot on, and the smaller crowd kind of gave it like an underground feel, like it was something really special.
Yeah, now this was being held in the Performance Center down in Florida, and I asked Jerry, I'm like, why wouldn't they just hold it at Full Sail University, like the arena that they have for just this very thing, for wrestling? And I'm like, why wouldn't they just hold it at Full Sail? Because the Performance Center is a much smaller venue. Although it basically has everything that you need for a wrestling show, much smaller venue. And I'm like, oh wait, they're trying to get people away over to Full Sail to watch a wrestling show during the Super Bowl. Therefore, they're probably not going to get to watch the Super Bowl live. That's probably why it's in a smaller venue. They can't sell enough tickets to fill Full Sail.
I told him, like, I thought maybe it was like a friends and family night. Like, the only people that actually got to come were, like, employees or employee families.
Everybody gets 10 tickets to pass out.
Yeah. Some like a cakewalk.
Most everybody's like, dude, I'm watching the Super Bowl.
But free 6-man tag.
Just saying. So I would not give this match anywhere near 5 stars, with or without the commentary. There's no extra quarter star to give coming off of a great show. It is just this match. I would give this match like 4 stars, except I want to give it more because of that little bit of story that they told with Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
There was a couple times where Gargano would not tag Ciampa.
Well, there at the beginning, but then there was a spot in there where everybody was like hitting moves on each other, and I think everybody was kicking Ciampa in the face. And I think even Cole hit Ciampa in the face, but then Johnny Gargano goes for a super kick, and he actually stops himself.
Yeah.
But he turns around into a black mass.
Yeah.
And so, like, there's these little stories in there that show that Ciampa and Gargano are actually trying to help each other, despite the fact that they don't know what they're going to do about each other, like being in the situation that they're in.
Ciampa looks like he's on board with teaming back up with Gargano, but Gargano's still that tortured one that doesn't really want any part of it.
I don't think he still trusts Ciampa.
No.
But at the same time, in this case, he's being put in the match with him, so he's given a reason to have to trust him.
But the second they went for meet in the middle, Gargano just smiled over at Ciampa because he knew exactly what to do, which was great.
So I'm going to give this 4 1/4 stars. Really great match, just not like perfect or 5-star worthy or anything like that.
It was a good introduction for anybody that hasn't seen NXT before and wanted to see the top superstars in the ring.
It told that little bit of story with Gargano and Ciampa, but other than that, it really didn't forward anything. It was just a throwaway match, honestly.
We watched it twice.
Yeah, but it was a great throwaway match.
Yes.
Great throwaway match. So
it didn't move any storylines forward. It is what it was, and that was it.
So join us later this week for What's NXT, covering NXT for February 6th, and the NXT party covering NXT UK, I believe, episode 29. And we will be having somebody up on the big screen sharing their thoughts of NXT UK with us. And if you'd like to be on the big screen and join us for a spot of NXT, you can get a hold of me. Just go to nodq.com/Stefan, Stefan. I don't know. I was going to point at my shirt. I'm not wearing a work shirt today. So that's Stefan. Or if you just want to find me on Twitter, it's at Stephan R. Osborne, Osborne. As always, the R stands for restricted. You can also find this gentleman on Twitter
at NoDQ General, and also on my Facebook group, Armbar, all capital, ARMBAR, exclamation point. Look for Stephan or I or any other member of the NoDQ Galaxy at this point. I've got a whole bunch on there, except for Virtue.
So if you like our video, click the like button. That's underneath Jerry this time. If you like all of our videos, click the subscribe button. That will be underneath me. And if you'd like to receive these videos early, something like a half a day early than they go up on NoDQ, you can subscribe to our channel. It's Aftermatch Wrestling. Aftermatch, all one word. AFTERMATCH Wrestling. And that'll get you, like I said, the videos early. And if we get 100 subscribers, we're going to start doing them live. So if you're up at the wee hours of the morning when we do these videos, you can watch us live.
Yes.
And then you can ask us questions, and we will get to those at the end of every video if we make it to that goal. But as of now, that is our goal. So help us get there. Again, after-match wrestling. So, for the General Jerry Slaughter, I am, of course, the Wizard of No DQ, Stephen Osborne, and we will see you NXT time.